G'day guys, bit of a casual one today. As you may or may not be aware, I live in New Zealand and this year in New Zealand has been particularly wet. We've had a shit ton of rain and the workshop that I'm standing in right now filming this has had a little bit of surface flooding and water around the edges on several occasions this year, and the ground is so saturated that it just sort of keeps soaking in around the edges. So a couple of weeks ago I was at Bunnings and saw something on clearance, and there was just one of them sitting there, and it was this. And I thought, a floor drying fan, that'd be perfect at the moment for what's going on at our place. And I did just happen to buy it the day before our garage once again ended up with a little bit of minor flooding, so it came in handy straight away. Now the problem is I don't own Ryobi batteries, so this video is going to be a two-part sort of story. The first, giving you a warning about battery adapters, and the second part, teaching you how to bring back a dead battery so you don't waste your money and throw your battery away when there's not all that much wrong with it. So I bought this for 20 bucks, and I mean, it was brand new. It didn't look like it'd ever been opened or used by anybody else or anything, but clearance, 20 bucks, and I thought that's about $13 US, and I thought, giddy up, I'll get me one of those. So I got it. It works pretty well. I'm happy with it. But the thing is, like I say, I don't have Ryobi batteries, but I do have several of these that go on DeWalt, Milwaukee and Makita batteries. I didn't want to have another battery system when I've already got about 10, especially when the Ryobi batteries are so big and ugly and cumbersome. So yesterday I put this into this tool and I put in a battery, and I decided I'm going to see if it's going to run on a DeWalt power stack battery. So that's what I did, bunged in the old 1.7 amp hour power stack battery. It worked fine, and I thought, okay, cool. I must just remember though to come down and switch this off before the battery gets completely drained. And of course that never happened. I came down in the morning and I was wandering around in the workshop and I thought, oh shit, I didn't turn off that bloody Ryobi fan, did I? And sure enough I hadn't, and I checked the battery, no lights at all, and I thought, ah shit, it's drained it too far. Stuck it on the charger, no lights at all on the charger doesn't even know it's there. And I thought, bugger. So we're going to test this and just see how many volts are going through it. The problem with one of these is you're using a battery on a tool it's not designed for, so it can't talk to the tool, and there's no fancy electronics in these. As you can see, we've just got two contacts, a positive and a neutral. All these other ones for the tool and the battery to communicate with each other and balance cells and all that sort of stuff, not working because there ain't anything there. So these will just keep draining the battery until they're completely flat. I left one of these on a Ryobi deck scrubber, D-E-C-K scrubber. Some of you have a problem with my accent. And I had a Milwaukee battery on it, and I'd just been using it every now and again, and I left it sitting out on the deck for several weeks, and when I took the battery off, same problem, absolutely no lights. It had sucked the living guts out of the battery, just slowly draining the battery away without it even being used. So be aware when you're using one of these things. Now let's take a look and see what the voltage is on this. Got my VIDS digital meter here. This company, VIDS, they sent that to me probably well over a year ago, maybe nearly 2 years ago, and I was meant to review it, and I haven't. So sorry, VIDS, but I will use it here in the video. So let's take a look at the voltage, and we're looking at 5.7 roughly volts, well below what this battery would cut out if it was on a DeWalt tool. If it was on a DeWalt tool, it would probably cut out at about between 12 and 14 volts, and then when you get too far below that, the charger doesn't like it, and that goes for most tool brands. Because even though this is an 18 volt battery, in the States this would be a 20 volt battery, and so they charge up to around 20-21 volts when they're fully charged. Once they drop down below about 14, that's when they cut out, and you've got to chuck it back on your charger. So it's only 5 volts. Charger doesn't want to accept it. What do we do? Well, this is what I do. I grab this This is a car battery charger, 12 volts, and I hook it up to that and leave it for a few hours, just like this. So what I've got here, I've jammed 2 washers into the battery, one into the positive and one into the neutral terminal. Make sure you stick them in the right ones, else you could end up really hurting your battery or your charger. And then I've stuck the neutral clip on, the positive clip on. They are connected. You can see this faint red light on there. I haven't plugged this in yet, but it's all, the circuit is complete, so we'll plug it in and fingers crossed we will start charging this battery. So here we go. Just keep an eye on your battery, make sure it doesn't start emitting smoke or anything. So it says we're charging. It also says here we're charged. Just ignore that. Just let it slowly trickle the electricity into your battery. And after about half an hour, if you check that, you'll notice it's a little bit more powerful. We'll charge it until we can get a light going on the back. So I'll see you in a moment. About 15 minutes and the light is on. She is coming back to life. I'll leave it for another 5 or 10 minutes just to make sure, and then we'll chuck it on the charger and see what happens. Right, a bit more time has passed. We're still just showing the one light. I'm going to take it off now, put it on the charger. Hope this fucking works, else I'm going to look like a right fucking idiot. Let's go. Take that off. Should unplug the charger before you do that in case you arc those together. But anyway, let's see. Before, when I was putting this on, I was getting no light. Hopefully now I'm going to get a red light. Yes! She lives. Sweet. The price of power tool batteries, you don't want to be killing them unnecessarily, throwing them out when there's nothing wrong with them. So all you need to do, get that voltage back up. We should have checked what that voltage was. And then once you've done that, the tools, the batteries, work fine again. Let's just have a quick squiz with this. 15.4 already. Wow. Okay. So there we go. Bring it up to scratch with a car battery charger and then you're all good. I have done this with Milwaukee and Makita batteries as well, and I used to do it with Roby ones many moons ago. So there we go. That is one way to get your batteries to charge when they weren't. Hope that comes in use to a few of you. If you want to see a review of this funny looking floor fan thing, let me know down below. It's a fan that blows out 360 degrees. Let me know down below, and I'll see you on another video on one of my channels sometime soon. Cheers guys! Now I've just got to wait for this extraordinarily slow shitty DeWalt charger.